It's like one thing after another in 2025 so far. We've reached the end of February, and it's just been a constant stream of ridiculousness, politically speaking. And the thing today that has been the talk of the news has been essentially a Michigan State House Representative member assembling a House resolution urging the Supreme Court to overturn Obergefell versus Hodges, which is marriage equality, of course. And this was put forth by Josh Schriver, a state representative who has been very vocal about being anti-LGBTQ plus and not wanting marriage equality. He thinks that marriage equality is a horrible thing possible. And just for context, this is the person I am referring to. Yes, he looks like one of those, really exhausting people who would have one of those mindlessly exhausting podcasts on the internet, but I digress. So, as an LGBTQ plus activist residing in Michigan, I cannot speak loudly enough in denouncing this type of measure. And according to the press release, also he has at least 12 other people who in the state legislature want to sign this resolution. I do want to read some fine print here. So the resolution says the reason why is because it is at odds with the sanctity of marriage, the Michigan Constitution, and the principles upon which the country was established. Of course, he's referring to different religious establishments, and also suggests that, increased instances of religious persecution have been, as a result from this. And essentially, he's using religion to weaponize. Well, he's weaponizing religion against LGBTQ plus people. Like, we've not seen that before. And then it also references similar measures that took place in Idaho, Iowa, Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. And so I want to first say that obviously this type of rhetoric is extremely unsettling. As an LGBTQ plus person seeing this, like, I know it's designed to create fear. I know it's designed to create uncertainty. And the truth is, it is exhausting as an LGBTQ plus person to have to every other day deal with some, horrible bigot like this weaponizing religion in some way, or weaponizing their political stance in some way, in attempting to withhold our rights or create barriers for access or to roll back rights, as in this case. This is literally what that would entail if the Supreme Court would pick it up. Now, here is the thing. A resolution essentially has no power. Like, it has no legislative power. Essentially, what it is this small cohort of very conservative Republicans signing off on this thing, being like, hey, this is what we think, just an FYI kind of a situation, And so it isn't legislation. It is largely performative, and I think it is designed to create a sense of fear, especially for LGBTQ plus populations. Now, some things you can do if you live in Michigan: call your Congress people, let them know that this is wrong. I will have a link in the description below for how you can find your Congress people. And I want to preface this by saying also that while I'm saying that this is not like legislation, it's not something that can be put into law necessarily. All it would require is a particular case to go to the Supreme Court with these different resolutions from different states in the back of their minds for them to make a decision to be like, I guess we'll reverse this. It's been documented that one of the Supreme Court justices literally said, I think it was Clarence Thomas, literally said wanting to go back and revisit the marriage equality case. So I'm saying this, I'm illustrating it like this because I have had so many people tell me to not freak out. I've had a lot of people say that, well, it's not going to happen. We literally thought the same thing about Roe v. Wade. We thought that it was absolutely untouchable. And we learned quickly that it wasn't. And I think a lot of people in the LGBTQ plus community have this fear that marriage equality, isn't untouchable either. So if you are trying to provide some encouragement, maybe take action, support LGBTQ plus organizations, call Congress people, like use your allyship in an active way to create some sort of difference. But the fact of the matter is, we are scared and we are absolutely justified in these fears. And Josh Schriver, this is a specific message for you. No matter how much you try to weaponize your religion against us, no matter how much you try to weaponize your bigotry, we are always going to exist. We are here. LGBTQ plus Michiganders have been here since the beginning and will always be here. And you will not roll back our rights. You will not minimize us, erase us. You won't do any of that. Because we have voices. And we're not afraid to call out ridiculousness like this when we see it. And I want to remind you that the vast majority of our population, not only in Michigan, but in the United States as a whole, supports marriage equality. So how about, instead of attacking marginalized communities, you actually, invest some time in doing what you promised your constituents you would do by lowering housing prices, lowering grocery prices. You're not doing that now, are you? No, you're willfully choosing to attack marginalized communities. And I hope that your constituents see that for what it actually is. Because many of your constituents do have LGBTQ plus people in their lives. They do have, family members, friends, doctors. They have beauticians. They have teachers, educators. So many different people in their lives who are LGBTQ plus. And when they start seeing reality for what it actually is, you attacking the LGBTQ plus community, midterms are coming up. Midterms are approaching. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, I just wanted to share these thoughts. I'm always trying to maintain an air of optimism. Literally, my fiance and I are getting married this year. This has been a constant conversation for us that we've had to have. An uncomfortable conversation of should we get married early, or should we, get married on our, respective date? Should we get married sooner and then still celebrate on our date? What do we do? It is a conversation that has been very frustrating, and I don't think anyone should have to have that conversation. But I know there are many people out there who are. There are many LGBTQ plus couples who are asking whether or not their pre-existing marriage would be grandfathered in if something were to happen to Obergefell versus Hodges. So there is a lot of uncertainty, but we still have voices. We can use them for a good cause. Keep fighting the good fight. Hang in there. Contact your Congress people. And don't forget to share your story, my friends. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon.